knocked down, I get back up.
The Sportsocracy.
And I'm unapologetic.
What up? Day 2, Mobile, Alabama. We're out here. We're doing shit. We've been talking about prospects all night. We have some strong opinions that maybe media people have lost their ever-loving mind on TJ Parker. I don't know what you saw. I know what I saw. And, yeah, he had one really good play against a Maryland player that I forgot was here. And other than that, he didn't really do much yesterday that made me feel warm and fuzzy in my nether regions. So we're here today to answer your questions. We want you to feel like you're here as well. So cram your they don't have to be Senior Bowl questions. They can be anything about the NFL draft. Frankly, if you ask us anything else at this point, though, I don't like our chances of answering it.
Yeah, the Maryland player. I had to look up his name, which is bad when I have 500 people in my list, and had to look it up.
They're going to hear you moving that. You'll have to sit on the table. I turned you up.
Gotcha.
That noise is. There we go.
There we go.
All right. I do have to remember that you're not quite as boisterous as Tank. You're a more normal voiced individual.
I mean, I can project that voice more if you need me to.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure. I cannot see the chat. You can see it over there. So as we go, I will pull this up. You tell me.
We got a question from Snap Judgments.
Okay, that's Randy.
Randy asked, which players come in with drastically different bodies than you expected? I'm thinking like Scorton, Stewart last year, LT Overton, and Jackus stand out to me.
That were drastically different. One kid was way heavier than I thought he would be. And now I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, I know.
Tyreek Sapp looks like Hercules. So the reason that I don't want to look is for me to say it's drastically different. You've got to be either way bigger than I thought. Lee Hunter is way more of a man than I thought he was. Not because he's overweight or anything like that. He's just a bad dude. I mean, Lee Hunter, I'm getting to the point I think Lee Hunter may end up in the first round.
I'm there with you. I definitely think Lee Hunter is going to have a defensive coordinator fall in love with him and want him very, very badly. There
are just certain guys that I look at and go, there's absolutely no way that we're going to get to a point where you fall probably where you should. Because the thing about Hunter is that he has pass rush chops that you wouldn't necessarily expect from somebody his size.
Yep.
And I remember going back to Dontari Poe. We see guys that big, and they can actually get after a quarterback, and everybody loses their shit.
Yeah. With
Lee Hunter, I think it's justified. With Dontari Poe, it's because he ran under a 5 flat 40. Lee Hunter could run a 7-second 40. I wouldn't give a shit.
Lee Hunter is just going to eat space, and if you have any decent linebacker behind him, that linebacker's going to look like a monster.
Yes, I like him as kind of the big space eater. I liked a lot of what I saw out of him yesterday.
Yeah.
As for drastically different bodies, Cage Casey is way bigger than I thought he was. I mean, I've seen the measurements, and it's one thing to look at a guy's numbers on a piece of paper, but then you look at the fact they're a head taller than everybody else. Diego obviously is a tiny little itty-bitty feller. I think that's really the only ones. Malachi Fields was more sculpted than I expected him to be.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So for me, there was more good than bad. There wasn't really anybody that I thought was grossly out of shape or anything like that.
No.
There were a couple that were heavier than I thought they would be.
Dunker had bigger arms than I expected.
Dunker looks like, I'm telling you right now, if you leave your sister out around Jennings Dunker, she will be pregnant with a ginger-headed mulleted baby.
Yeah, he is good old arm.
That dude
arm boy strength right there.
That dude is not of this earth. I got a lot of flack for putting him in the first round, and I'll tell you, the flack's getting less and less as we go.
Yeah, that's one that people are going to catch up to you on real quick.
Snap Judgment said, Bill's quieter than me, and both of us are a lot quieter than that intro. That was my fault. I can't see the button, so I had to guess, and I guessed wrong. That was my fault, because I'm not going to lie to you. And so however loud it is for you, it's almost that loud in here, and it's actually amplified because I'm deaf. So now I'm completely deaf, and I can't hear shit, because I think I may have blown my eardrums out. Let's see. Randy also asked, heard a lot of good things about Malachi Fields. Could you talk about what you guys saw from him yesterday, what you hope to see from him today and tomorrow? So I will be honest, Malachi Fields was one of those guys that I look at and go, the rest of the industry saw something that I didn't. Not because I didn't think he was good, but because I didn't think when I kept seeing him on winners lists, that was kind of difficult for me. You're a big Malachi guy, so speak on that.
So he was really crisp in his route running, which for a bigger body guy, I love because it's going to give me more options with him. But he really didn't separate the way I needed him to separate in the one-on-one drills with corners. So I kind of agree. He was a neutral for me. I didn't really see a bunch of positive. I didn't see a bunch of negative.
You know what I saw out of him, and it was consistent. It was consistent from the tape as well. I saw really consistently strong hands. Yeah. I saw a very big-bodied guy that I think is going to come into the league. He's going to play early on. I think he will almost be a big slot. Not because I think he's going to play out of the slot, but because he's going to play that way. He's going to be one of those that wins because his hands are really strong. He's really strong, not because he's going to separate from you down the field.
I feel like Malachi becomes the guy you target inside the 10-yard line.
Oh, he will be a red zone monster. Yeah. If you remember Jeff Samardzija from Notre Dame, he's going to be kind of the same way. Samardzija was a little more athletic, but he wasn't as freak strong. He was just big-bodied. I think he 6'6"?
Yeah.
He wound up being a pitcher for the Cubs. I just remember thinking, you chose the wrong path there. You should have played NFL wide receiver, not pigeon for the friggin' Cubs.
I mean, you still got paid to go to the ballpark.
No doubt. He did something that I would never was, which was paid to play games. David L. Morning, gents. Who looked like they were just going through the motions yesterday? Also, who was going all out besides the offensive lineman who had to be calmed down? I bet I know what he's about to say, and I bet it rhymes with TJ Parker.
TJ Parker.
Bill and I have been talking about this since last night of what in the fuck did all of these people see that I didn't see? I was to the point of I'm going to back down. Of, you know what? Maybe I just didn't see it. No. Maybe he was better than I thought he was. And then this magical thing happened. The Senior Bowl learned a lesson from the Shrine Bowl. And they sent me the tape. And I laid in my bed last night and watched it. And after I polished myself off watching the Dame Tucker, I watched TJ Parker and went, this does not look the same.
No. He had one good rep against a guy we didn't know his name.
Nope. You had one good rep, and I'm telling you, Bill said it. It was in my head, and when I heard him say it, it was confirmation bias for me. Yeah. All of these guys came here with the intention of seeing Ruben Bain and David Bailey and Akeem Mesidor and Keontae Scott and all the other. By the way, Markel Bell, 100% here. I did not realize he was who he was at first.
Okay.
So, and I know what Randy's going to say is, how'd you not realize he's a fucking giant? I had just watched Cage Casey for an hour and a half, who's also a giant. From far away, it's hard to see them, and he didn't really shine, so I never was staring down the barrel of my binoculars at him. But I saw him on the tape. Yeah. When I went back and watched it, I realized, okay, that's
Gotcha.
That's Markel Bell. He is here. He is present and accounted for. So I wanted to follow up on that with Randy. I saw a lot of lackadaisical effort from TJ Parker. I saw a lot of lackadaisical effort. This one I am going to have to look to the list for because there were a couple. Sorry for the moving around on the table. It's just we're working with what we've got in the lovely Airbnb. Nick Singleton, I thought was kind of ass dragging. Which is hard for me to say because I absolutely love him.
The entire American team.
The American practice was not as.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was laid out well. I didn't think you got the highest effort from everybody. Those are really the ones that I'm most specifically looking at. Yeah. Now, the funny thing is, both those guys could come out with their hair on fire today, and it wouldn't shock me in the least.
100%.
I still think Nick Singleton's a dude, especially after Kaytron Allen completely showed him up yesterday. Who was going all out? Malik Muhammad.
Yes.
God, I loved him more after I watched the tape.
Yep.
Do you realize that there was one period of one-on-ones yesterday where 3 reps in a row he went up against a receiver that was at least 6 inches taller than him, and he didn't lose one?
Did not lose one. Yep.
That's shocking. Malik Muhammad's gonna be a top 50 pick.
Yeah.
Like he's one of those. I'm not gonna say he's already carved out his name on the 2026 Jeremy Greene All Senior Bowl team. By the way, tonight All Shrine Bowl team. Let's go. Let's go. All Shrine Bowl. Maybe not names that you love, but quarterback's going to be fun because I'm going to look around and go, not applicable. Because I think I'm going to have to say Cade Klubnik, and I really don't want to.
I don't think you need to put a position there.
Yeah, just nope, none. Doesn't apply. Let's see. Randy, Lee Hunter, the book on him is great run defender, not the pass rusher you want. Well, it's just the thing. At his size, as good of a run defender as he is, if he's any kind of pass rusher, which he is, that's plus. Yeah. When you see guys like Lee Hunter, you assume they can't rush a passer at all. I mean, think about every legit run defender, every Sheldon Rankins of the world that just has the gas as a run defender. Most of them are fucking liabilities as pass rushers.
Yeah.
If Hunter's not.
If he can just hold his own on passing plays, it puts him top 15 in the league.
He finished that out to say, Todd said one of the top 4 defensive tackles there. He'd trust Hunter, of the top 4 defensive tackles there, he'd trust Hunter the most to rush the passer today. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
100%.
I don't think there was another defensive tackle that I looked at and went, I would take you over Lee Hunter, even as just a situational pass rusher.
Yeah.
Let's see. Snap Judgment said the echo from last night's gone. That's because we rewired the mics, so we apologize. That's why you hear the table a little bit more. We're trying to solidify our setup here, but thank you for telling me that. Randy's talking about Malachi Fields and Virginia. He moves. I know he can move. He didn't yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday, and it wasn't that he didn't move well. It's just he didn't separate.
He was in a lot of man-to-man drills yesterday, which is not his strength. He is definitely a guy that goes against zone better. But I still need to see you against man-to-man.
Let's see. Snap Judgment said, damn it, we need that shirt for I Heart Big Slots for the combine. Yeah. Randy's going to help us with the merch store. Looking very forward to it. I don't think Megan can hear me right now, but it's on our list. She can verify that because I've said it 10 times. No, I keep not doing anything about it because I get distracted in some shape, form, fashion. Shame. Like not dying in Dallas. That was a distraction that I was not expecting. So then Randy asked us, did we catch the Moore Bell rep yesterday? I think he's talking about Derek Moore and Markel Bell.
I did not catch that one.
It was everything in the one-on-ones for me are so freaking good. They're just so good because it's the one time that there's no bullshit. Whether it's corner wide receiver, lineman, there's no bullshit. It's like the old school Oklahoma drill. You're not going to hide here. Period. It's the reason. Those are the two things that they tell every coach when they come down here. You will do this, whether you like it or not. You will do this.
100%.
And some of them have really not liked it. And we don't care. It's gonna happen. Patrick Holt asked, how did Justin Jolly and Cyan Sloan, that's a hard name for me to say because I want to call him something very different. Look from NC State. I thought Jolly was really good.
Yeah, Jolly's one of the top 3 tight ends here.
Roush is my 1.
Yeah.
He might be my 2.
Yeah.
Is there another tight end that I'm not thinking of? We got Cozy from Houston.
Yeah.
We've got The ones that I have he's definitely ahead of Hibner from SMU. Borkercher, which is a fun name, from A&M.
Yeah.
Cozy All. So we've got Jolly. You've got Jolly, Roush, and you've got two more. The kid from Ohio State, I don't like him at all.
Yeah.
He does. For me, in this tight end class, he doesn't even matter.
The kid from Ohio
He
State.
could just go home, and I don't. Frankly, can we replace you with somebody that actually does matter? Because you don't.
Yeah, I mean,
That kid's going to punch me in the face when he sees me today.
Jolly may be the number 2 tight end here, if not challenging Roush for 1.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Roush is a better blocker.
Yeah. Yeah, but Jolly was looking good in space on the one-on-one drills for tight ends.
Sorry, I had to respond to Tank.
You're good.
Tank has to keep all the fires burning in Asheville, and he's got a sick kid, which sucks because I've been gone for 2 freaking weeks. Yeah, I like Jolly a lot. Sloan, excuse me, I didn't see a ton of. I saw the helmet more than I saw him, that's typically not a good sign. But Pat, for you, I will keep a little better eye on him. I also have a surprise for you. Logan and I, we talked last night, so just throwing that out there. That was just me and Pat Holt. Nobody else mattered for that 3 seconds. Let's see. Let's see. Randy said Trevor from PFF Sycamore. I didn't see. I saw every one of his dudes, but I didn't see him yesterday. I think they've taken some of the higher end guys, and now they're on the media side or on the team side.
Okay.
Because I didn't see Matt Miller one time yesterday. I didn't see Trevor Sycamore one time yesterday, but they both did lives from the stadium, and I'm like, did they sequester you somewhere? Because I saw all of your people, but I didn't.
It may have been so cold they found a spot to hide in.
No doubt it was cold as fuck. But Sycamore was talking about the sound of Parker hitting offensive linemen. Talked about the sound standing out. Can you guys speak to that? Well, I mean, it definitely happened, but nobody had it. If we're talking about sound, the sound was Caleb Banks.
Yes.
I mean, Caleb Banks was killing things. And now some of them were inanimate objects, but Caleb Banks was the one that I heard the sound. I know what Trevor's talking about. And this is, I think, where I look at things a little differently. So I love you being ferocious, and I want violent hands. And I also look at some of these and go, you're doing that just for that purpose. Because I felt like a lot of what TJ Parker did yesterday was performance art.
Yep.
Now, you know what? I'll leave it open of, you know what? I'm not infallible. Maybe I'm wrong. And I will keep I thought I had a really good eye on Parker yesterday. I probably watched him more than anybody else. In terms of players on the field, not other analysts. I was never impressed by it. I was standing right at the fence, or right at the barricade for Parker's one-on-ones.
Yeah.
So I had a real good look at everything he did. And it just was not overly impressive to me. But yes, Randy, I did hear, I heard what Trevor was talking about. I get why he's talking about it. I was not impressed. And maybe I will be today. Randy also asked, Bell has some skinny legs. Yes, he does, which is kind of why I got duped on who that was, because I thought he was somebody else. Really tall, very heavy, but he's top heavy. I agree with every bit of that. Red Sea, we here. And Evan Doyle followed up with, we lit this morning, Red Sea. I've got more caffeine in me. There's so much caffeine coursing through my veins that I may not sleep the rest of the week.
Yeah, he broke out the NOS this morning.
Yeah, I did.
So we're in
I
shape.
chased a NOS with a black coffee, and I'm about to have another monster just to get this thing on fire. Also, first hour of the ESPN show today, I will be in with Tank. So right here, you will not be able to. You might be able to see Tank. You will not be able to see Chris Womack, but you will be able to see me, and you should be able to see Tank. And so we will rapid fire about the first day of senior and all the other things. And I'm going to bitch some more about Dallas because it's what I do. Detroit fan man, this couch looks more comfortable. You guys good? This couch is friggin' awesome. It's just not nearly wide enough. So we told you last week we're going to start a series on our social media. Shit you find on the road. There's a painting in here that's a little confusing. It's also confusing that they have lawn furniture in the living room. In my bedroom, the bed is, how do I say this? Not weighted appropriately. So when my 300-pound ass laid on it last night, my feet were about, let's say 2 feet higher in the air, and I had to go, no, and slide back down the bed so I didn't flip over the back. If any of you had seen that, it'd have been the funniest shit you saw all day yesterday. I knew these two had to be down the hall going, what the fuck was that? Because it sounded like a walrus beached itself in my bedroom.
At least I have understanding of what that sound was this morning.
Okay, we didn't talk about it. I was like, I know he heard that. Yeah, my bed came about 2 feet off the ground and just like lifted, and then I had to force it down. Like, no, I will not be dropped on my head at the Senior Bowl. Let's see. Snap Judgment said, curious about the quarterbacks. How do the other players react or respond to Pavia? He's got a certain rep for personality. How does it play out with new players he's just getting to know? I actually thought Pavia, from a Johnny Rah-Rah standpoint, he was fine.
Yeah.
And look, these guys, they're not going to get... Okay, there's 2 ways to look at this. One, you got to understand that if they're here, they've obviously played at a high level to some point. Might be, the kid from John Carroll. This is the best quarterback play most of them have ever seen. So they're not upset at Nussmeier, who I thought was the best one of the day. Do you agree? Nussmeier was the best one of the day, bar none to me.
I don't agree.
Who did you have better than him?
Altmaier.
I can get down with that. That was the other acceptable answer.
Altmaier had a zip on that ball that I didn't see from anybody else.
I thought Nussmeier was, and this is, I'm really glad Randy asked this question because I don't know exactly how to say this. I felt like Nussmeier was doing the most to give guys the best opportunity to shine, maybe not himself.
Okay.
I've watched a lot of these where quarterbacks are here for themselves, so they're cutting just fucking haters. Yeah. Everything's at Mach 5, and it's hard for the receivers to catch. Taylor Greene. I thought Taylor Greene did a little of that yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
Where he's so in it for himself, and I get it. There's a huge difference prospect-wise from Nussmeier to Taylor Greene. Nussmeier, to me, was the perfect batting practice pitcher yesterday.
100%.
Of I'm going to make my guys look good, because if you go back and watch the film, you'll notice that a lot of the high level catches or things that we've talked about from that practice were thrown by Nussmeier.
Yes.
Altmaier looked the best in terms of just we're in a phone booth talking about you for you. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I thought Nussmeier had the best day because I'm watching that going, if that's my guy. That's my guy. That's the guy I want on my roster, because he's helping me with the install, and maybe one day I can get starter reps out of him.
He's that camp arm that allows me to have an older guy sit down.
For sure.
Yep.
McShay painted both Nussmeier and Altmaier as potentially good backups. I would agree with that. Guys who can run a system professionally. Says Altmaier is reliable but boring. Do you agree? Altmaier has... Did you know Altmaier was as mobile as he showed yesterday?
Yes. Before his injury, he had shown some aspects of it. It's good to see that he still got it after his injury.
I thought Altmaier looked the part of a real life professional backup quarterback.
Yeah,
I didn't see starter, but I didn't see starter at any of them.
No.
Nussmeier, and Randy followed it up with how Nuss had some side conversations with play caller that showed McShay an elite football IQ and understanding of the game. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Nuss is a coach's kid. He's going to have a higher level of understanding than most people on the field.
That kind of goes to what I was saying about watching the reps of him, where I can tell he was trying to baby the receivers.
Yeah.
Like he was trying to put his guy in the best position to succeed.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that because I'm here to watch every guy on the field, not just the quarterbacks. I've got a pretty good read on what Nussmeier is. I'm looking at things like what McShay said there, where he's talking to the coaching staff of what is it you want from me.
Yeah.
He's coach's kid, like you said.
Yeah.
And I did like that. I will say I would be more likely to draft Garrett Nussmeier after what I saw yesterday than I would have been 24 hours ago.
I can see that. I agree with that.
Snap Judgments asked Crownover, Demetrius Crownover. Another guy I'm curious about. He's a house. Heard he had a great day. Highlighted by some good reps versus Romello Height. Yeah, and now that's one of those where you get into Romello Height doesn't stand a prayer against things. Romello Height's small.
Yeah.
Romello's going to drop for me.
I mean, that's kind of like me and you playing basketball. I'm 5'10", you're 6'5". It's not really fair.
I'm going to get mine.
Yeah.
Crownover is really built for this week.
Yeah.
Because he's so big and he's so strong. I thought he did have a good day, but there was a lot of but to me.
Yeah.
Of he's going up against smaller edge rushers. I'm curious today because now here's a little inside. This is a little inside track to the Senior Bowl. This is something a lot of people don't know. A lot of these guys go back to their hotel room and they've got their guys here. So they have their agency, or they have their trainer, or whatever the case may be. I learned this with Logan because he does this with some of the tight ends. They'll go back with their guys, and they'll come up with a game plan for today. So when you see Demetrius Crownover, duck under, big bend. That's how you get around him in these drills.
Yep.
So today is actually more what I want to see a Crownover, because yesterday you just felt him out. He was so fucking big that there wasn't a whole lot you could do with him.
Yeah.
So I will be curious to see if guys come in with some more of a plan today. Randy said Trevor's become too big a star. He is a star. Yeah. Trevor is a star. Trevor's also one of those people you just look at and go, I wish you were dumber, because you're better looking than me, and I don't feel like that's fair. I'm funnier than you, but I feel like this is fair. He's also one of the most gracious guys in the business. But I do think he was hidden in a warm room yesterday where he wasn't freezing his ass off.
100%.
Because I saw him on the PFF live stream. He was wearing gloves and shit, and I'm like, oh, I know what happened. Trevor got chilly, which is fine. Look, I'm not trying to be a hard ass. I was freezing my ass off. I'm wearing 4 shirts today, just to be sure. We'll layer and unlayer as needed, but I was freezing my ass off. Kalen Rutledge. Really riding the Trevor Penning line from what I've heard. Is he too intense to the point that guys might not want to play with him? Sure.
I mean, they had to stop practice for him.
They did. The question is he on the, has he hit the Richie Incognito peak yet? Which I'm going to go with no.
No, he's not that.
I think he just came in with a real edge and real attitude, and it looked good on day one. I want to see him a little more controlled today.
Yeah. I think he came in and he knew he needed to get his name to pop, and that's what he did.
I thought he was good. I really did. Red Sea said he's still buried by 3 feet of snow. I don't love that for you.
Red Sea's up north, right?
Connecticut.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. He's, dude, T's and P's. We were covered by 2 inches of ice, and that was enough for me to go, fuck cold. Forever.
At least your state knows what to do with snow.
Texas does not. Texas looks at snow and goes, hey, let's just melt it. But then what are you going to do? Fucking nothing. What happens when it gets cold again? I don't know. What happens? It's got salt on it, doesn't it? I asked 11 different people, hey, what temperature does salt stop working? Do you know how many correct answers I got in the entire state of Texas? 0. I was dumbfounded by that. I thought that was common knowledge. It's not. Randy sent me a picture of his backyard, and he said there's a traffic cone back there somewhere. I don't know where, but because you can't see it. It's just snow. It's wild. This is a wild snowstorm. Randy McShay talked about how the throws from Nussmeier just stood out as better throws from the other guys. I would agree with that. Said Altmaier was efficient throwing, but Nuss is just a better thrower of the football. I would agree with every bit of that.
Yeah.
I would say Altmaier, if you're looking for, how do I put this? If you're looking for the raw ball of clay to make what could be a badass pot or could turn into an ashtray, it's Altmaier. If you're looking at the pretty ready-made pot that's not overly impressive, but it'll get you by, it's Nussmeier.
Yeah.
And then the others are still dirt. We haven't thrown water on them. We haven't done shit. They're just, hey, maybe one day you could use me to do some shit. Because they are, some of them were bad. heard Kaytron had better on-field speed than Singleton yesterday. Singleton was faster.
Singleton had the overall higher speed.
Yep. Kaytron was probably more game speed.
Kaytron looked faster.
Kaytron, nobody can get Kaytron down.
Yeah.
I mean, and you got to understand a guy like Kaytron can really shine in a situation like this because he's a little more physical.
Yeah.
And he's the more between the guards, between the tackles. And I watched your boy Rodriguez pull up on him twice. Where it was, he's looking at him going, it's in my brain to kill him. And he probably would have.
Yeah.
And then he pulls up and Kaytron runs it out. And it looks like he broke a tackle, and he really didn't.
Yeah.
I thought Kaytron had a really good day. I'm also not burying Singleton yet. I just didn't think he was impressive yesterday. And he asked, is he checked out? I don't think so. I think Nick Singleton's just trying to find his mojo.
I also think the change in the time in practice and the circumstances of everybody getting in here,
it was a bitch to get here,
made that first day kind of weird compared to last year. So I really think this is the day we're going to start seeing those guys separate.
Today's moving day.
Yeah.
Today's moving day because there are guys that had a good day yesterday that are going, one more good practice and I'm out this bitch. Because I won't be here Thursday and I won't play in the game. So those will be interesting. We'll get updated rosters with names crossed off of guys that have vacated the premises.
Yep.
And I have a feeling we'll get some of those starting tomorrow. Can you guys talk about Josh Cameron for a moment? Heard good things. Here's built like a tank for a wide receiver. Made some good catches. How does he block? I didn't see a lot of him doing that yesterday. I mean, they run through one drill of that. So
I've actually really watched that drill.
Okay, I did not because I was on the opposite side of the field. So the floor is yours.
So he is a decent blocker. He needs to work on his positioning when he goes to block. He's given up a little bit of leverage for a bigger corner to take advantage of. But you can tell he's been working with that wide receiver that you met with in Dallas.
Mark Clayton.
Mark Clayton, thank you.
Jeremy's new best friend, Mark Clayton. We talked all day yesterday. No big deal. Humble brag.
The former NFL player, Mark Clayton.
Former NFL first-round draft pick, Mark Clayton.
Sorry, I forgot he was the first. But yeah, you can see he's been working on it. His hands have improved. He is definitely a wide receiver that is out here today, or was out there yesterday, making his mark.
Cameron is one of those guys that I think he is. You're probably lacking in some physical traits. Mm-hmm. I'll say he's not as just straight line fast. He's not. He doesn't necessarily say he's. And I got to come up with a term for this. Thank you, dear. Having another person in this house is just. It's high level. Because Jeremy's sitting here going, I think my throat's going to seize up because I've talked so much in the last 2 days. Send a text to the back of, could you bring me just anything that is drinkable in this house? Another monster. Cheers to my heart. We hope she keeps beating.
Yeah. Cameron's not going to be the fastest. He's not going to be the biggest. He's not going to be the strongest. But he just keeps finding ways.
You know he reminds me of in a weird way? Because they're so different.
I'm very curious how, because I've got a player in mind.
Alec Pierce. He's never going to be the best receiver on a team.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
But he can come up with some just absolutely insane grabs because he's so nuanced. I saw the big rep that everybody talked about on that last catch. It was the one I posted on Twitter. I can't remember who the corner was now.
Yeah.
It was one of the better.
It was
Hood from Tennessee.
Yeah.
He absolutely bait and switched Hood.
Yep.
Because he slowed down.
Yep.
So Hood hadn't found the ball yet. And so Cameron starts to slow down. And then he hits that second gear. And that's what created the separation. He never touched him.
Yeah.
If you watch the rep, he never touched him. There was no shove off. There was no anything. And I know because I watched it like 15 times last night. It was just, that's the subtle nuance that I want to see in a receiver because that's never going to change.
And he was very late reaching for the ball.
Yes.
It was one of those, like,
flash his hands until late.
I know the ball's about to, and there it is. Moment.
It's almost indefensible. Cameron will be, based off what I said, off yesterday solely,
yeah.
Cameron will be a top 100 guy for me.
100%.
I feel very sure of that.
100%.
And I wasn't wild about him coming in.
He has moved into that day 2 cluster of wide receivers for me. There's going to be a run on wide receivers, and he's going to be a part of it.
I would agree. I think he's the one. This is going to sound a little stupid, but it's true. Find me a really entrenched wide receivers coach.
Yeah.
Find me a guy that played in this league. He's going to pound the table for that kid. If the Jaguars guys I met yesterday, if they've got a former wide receiver in that room, which I don't know what the rest of the scouting staff looks like. I just know the 3 that I met, and they were all defensive guys.
Can I give you an organization I want to see him with?
Yes.
New England.
Okay, that's one that I can't agree with you on because I feel like they have a lot of guys that in New England, I want either a big body or a burner.
Yeah.
One or the other. So for me, Cameron's not what I'm looking for because I've got a Kaytron Booty that I think kind of falls into the same tier. And this is selfish, and I'm not going to lie. I'd love to see him with the Jets. I'd love to see him as the 3 with the Jets. They bring in another veteran. He's the young guy.
Gotcha.
Because I think Garrett Wilson does everything. He's going to get the number 1 corner on every team he plays, whether he plays in the slot or on the outside. And then I can move Cameron around. I can get physical matchup deficiencies, and I can use the nuance that he has. That's what I'm looking for. I want a team with a true, honest-to-God number 1 wide receiver.
Gotcha.
And for me, it needs to be somebody. I love Stephon Diggs as a player. I need it to be somebody that has more. Diggs does most of his work out of the slot.
Yeah.
I mean, New England tells on themselves a lot because when you see Diggs in the slot, you go, he's either 1 or 2 in the progression.
Yep.
I need the bad thing with the Jets is the quarterback plays so bad that I'm not sure that you could get the most out of Josh Cameron. I like him to be with a better quarterback, but that's the kind of pairing receiver-wise I want with him.
Gotcha.
Cameron was my undeniable winner of the day. Also, his mom, his brother, and his position coach retweeted me yesterday. So, let's go.
Humble brag.
Hashtag humble brag. I have lost the... Oh, there it is. I got to figure out where we were. Oh, there we go. Austin Groves said, let's go. Who is the Tesla of this draft class? Big slots rock. Of this class, I like Tanner Koziol a lot.
Yeah.
I like Jack Indries a lot. If I was going a receiver that's going to go big slot, I'm going to let you answer it first.
And that's what I was trying to go through was big slot receivers. Because a lot of the bigger guys are outside receivers in this draft class.
This is everybody talks about how bad the talent is in this class. I could not disagree more.
It's not bad talent. It's just you got to have it in the right position. You just can't.
Oh, the Tesla of this class is Jacoby Lane.
Oh, yeah.
Satellite player, big slot.
Yep.
He's going to be a bitch down the seam.
Yep.
And if the ball gets in his hand, good freaking luck taking him down.
Yep.
Yeah, it's Jacoby Lane.
Yep. 100%.
I mean, I'm sure there's one deeper, but as soon as I saw that name on my screen, I went, found it.
Yep. 100%.
I love Jacoby Lane. Frankly, I love both the USC wide receivers.
Yeah. That's another one. You had Mavia, who's going to come out in next year's class and be a high-ranked quarterback. You had Lemon and you had Lane. What was happening with USC's offense this year?
Dude, I've been doing this for years. Cherry pick that offense, they come to the league and they get better.
Yeah.
It's the Amon-Ra St. Brown rule. Matt asking, because I don't follow college football, who are some of the best prospects in your opinion coming in the draft, excluding Mendoza? So Mendoza is not in my top many.
God, where do I have him?
Mendoza's lower this year than I had Cam Ward last year. I do love what I said with the Commanders of I've never seen a franchise quarterback that speaks in run-on sentences like that because he sounds like he's a little kid explaining how cool his fucking tennis shoes are.
Mendoza is 42 on my list. He will be the number 1 pick.
I think I'm higher than that, but not by a ton.
He will be the number 1 pick, and he's 42 on my list.
He's the only quarterback I have in the top, in my true top 100, not the one I'll submit into the media contest because I know more than that will go.
Yeah.
But he's the only one in my top 100. I mean, top prospects in this class: Caleb Downs, safety out of Ohio State,
100%.
dog. He's Josh Downs' brother, Dre Bly's nephew.
He's the reincarnation of
Ed Reed.
Ed Reed.
Ed Reed. He's Ed Reed, Sean Taylor. He doesn't quite hit as hard as Sean Taylor.
No.
He covers not quite as well as Ed Reed.
Troy Polamalu. I see some.
I see flashes of every great safety you've ever seen in Caleb Downs. He's the number one in this class.
Insert Hall of Fame safety here.
I'm stuck on anybody that does not have him as the number 1 or 2 player in this class. I'm just mystified by it. From there, we go Jeremiah Love, running back out of Notre Dame.
Yep.
Best running back in this class, not even close. There's 30 positions between 1 and 2 for me. He's what you were told that Ashton Jeanty would be. Yeah. He's the closest thing I've ever seen to Saquon Barkley, and that includes Bijan Robinson, who I also loved. Different guy, but I loved him too. I think Jeremiah Love fits into that trio. From there, it gets a little more bootsy, and then you get into, I love Francis Maui-Noah, the offensive tackle from Miami. He played on the right side. People are going to denigrate him for that, but he's just got a hog molly mean streak.
I don't understand that. You have a right tackle that you can plug and play and will be a all-pro 14 out of the 16 years he plays. Where's the miss?
I can't find it. He's my 3.
Yeah.
And I'm doing my big board off the top of my head because it's on that computer across from us where the camera is, and I can't see it.
Francis is my 5 overall.
He's my 3 because I see no miss.
Yeah.
So, like, I've got him ahead of Spencer Fano because I could see miss in Fano.
Yeah.
Because I think somebody's going to try and move him over to the left side. Maui Noah, I think teams are just going to resign themselves to. He's right tackle.
Yeah.
He's going to be a Pro Bowl right tackle.
He is my highest rated offensive player.
Love is my highest rated offensive player.
I have him ahead of Love.
Then you get into the Reuben Bain, edge rusher out of Miami that was supposed to be here. David Bailey, edge rusher out of Texas Tech that was supposed to be here. They bailed out, which I understand between the weather and how cold it is and all of the things. I understand why you bailed. I'm not denigrating anybody for that. I totally get it. Trying to think if we've missed anybody on the highest of high side. Mansour Delane's my number 1 corner.
Yep.
Although Chris Johnson, who is here, is challenging him every step he takes.
Yeah.
You got some. Iona Vega Ione is my number 1 guard. Number 1 tight ends Kenyon Sadiq from Oregon.
Yep.
You got a lot of guys in this class. My full rankings will come out after the combine, and we will go 256 to 1. And I think Megan just heard that and had a small stroke in the background. She's like, "Me, you gotta go 256." Yeah,
Yep.
That's what we're gonna do. David L., what's more likely, Pavia getting a camp invite or getting drafted to the spring league? I would say getting drafted to the spring league. He'll get a camp invite, but I do think he gets drafted in
Yeah, they'll bring him into the UFL because of his personality, because of the name value.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And I think that's where he lands. I mean, he'll be on a camp roster. I have very little doubt of that. But, I mean, he's so little. I don't know how you get past that. Red Sea said it snowed so much I forgot the Senior Bowl was this week until the stream yesterday. Got to watch the first practices before work today. There were some really good reps. There was a lot of good tape from yesterday. NFL Network does a great job of covering this thing. Randy, Ephesians Prysock, Todd and his guy, he would be talking about Steve Minch. Great guy.
Gotcha.
I love Todd McShay. I don't get to talk about that enough. He is one of the coolest guys in this business. Talked about how he stood out from the corner group, commented to Danny DeVito and Arnold in Twins. I like Ephesians Prysock. I like Hezekiah Masses.
Yeah.
It's the biblical brothers is what I'm going to dub them from here on out.
My one negative for Ephesian is he got a little handsy.
Yep. That was a knock on him at Washington, too.
Yep.
The other knock on him is that I'm in love with Takario Davis, who I didn't actually realize was not here. He was supposed to be here, and he was one of the ones apparently that bailed out.
Oh, that sucks.
Which sucks because I wanted to see him. Takario Davis is a freak. 6'4", played in the slot and on the outside.
Yeah.
He is a freak of nature.
Yeah. You take his number away and you watch him play, and you don't know what position he plays.
Nope. He's a freak. I love him. Detroit fan man. The papers here say the Lions scouting staff spent too much time with Haynes King at Shrine. Is he even draftable? Maybe Holmes is scouting UDFA quarterbacks. A lot of times you will do that, especially at Shrine.
Yeah.
Shrine, you're not looking for higher level guys. You're trying to optimize the time spent. I got to talk to a lot of scouts between the waiting room yesterday to or right there in the as we were waiting to get on the plane in Dallas. I got to talk to a bunch of scouts down there that, I mean, for lack of a better term, they were like, we're down here just looking at guys that are seventh round and UDFA. There were so few higher level players.
Yeah.
Now, I saw some that I liked. My job also doesn't depend on it. So, you know, it's not I have to find a guy. That's one of those things that we're going to do a better job of this year.
Yeah.
I think we're going to do a 1-32 every team in the NFL if I was your GM.
Okay.
If I was your lead scout, this is the guy I'm banging the table for. And I think what it'll help people do is understand that the guys I have on the highest high side, they fit into a lot of places because it's basically going to be the same 70 player pool that we're going around. And you'll understand that there are guys like TJ Parker.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks everybody probably thinks I'm just railing on him too much. There is never going to come a time where I look at him and go, that's the best player on the board.
Nope.
Unless he falls like a rock.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen because his effort level's not there. I'm banking on way too many things that I didn't actually see on tape.
Yep.
I'm just never going to get there. So that will be something we do probably after the combat. You know what? We might do that the next couple weeks after the old Super Bowl.
That works.
That could be fun. Grove said Detroit needs to spend time with linemen. They have. Trust me, I saw some of their guys yesterday. The fun thing about being here is that I have a pair of binoculars that I can see across, and I know what they're looking at because I can tell which side of the field they're looking.
And when you see 6 guys with Lions gear on, all staring in one location, it's pretty good.
Especially when you have different. You're running different shit in different parts of the field, and all I got to do is look at. Hey, his head hasn't turned from down here. He hasn't stopped looking. Oh, they're all looking that way.
Oh, all 6 of them are staring that way.
Good to know. Lions are not really looking at the receiver group much. Let's see. Randy said, curious about Ethan Anianwa. Preseason buzz, didn't win the starting job at Ohio. What did you think of him there? I'll be honest with you, I don't even know who that is.
He's tackle from Ohio State. He's in the American group. That entire group.
I didn't like anybody with an Ohio State helmet on yesterday.
That entire group for the American was down yesterday. I'll put a note beside him so we can take a look at him for.
Yeah, I'll watch him today. I'll try to do a little cram session on him. I'm sure what number does he wear?
That is a good question.
Because most of these guys are wearing the same number here that they were in school.
60.
60. Okay, I'll have to go back and watch and see. Or I'll go back through my notes, which I've got back there in the back, and see if I've got anything on him. Yeah. I didn't even know he was here. So we'll keep a better eye on that. But that's what we're looking for. Ask us guys like that. I'll get better eyes on them today. Excuse me. Vic Shelton asked, what prospects fit the Titans' new defensive scheme? That's probably a deeper dive. I'll be honest with you. And Vic, I'm glad you asked this question. I said about TJ Parker earlier today, I would love him with Saleh.
Yeah.
I don't love him anywhere else.
Yeah.
So the thing that you're going to look for with Saleh is that really good first step of edge rushers because you're playing out so wide. So the Bryce Huffs of the world. You're wanting to find that guy that can win off the rip. And then on the interior, you need a really high-end defensive tackle. So, I mean, you're looking Lee Hunter, Big Citrus, Dominique Orange, who is not here. I saw Alex ask
That's what I was looking for. I didn't see him.
He is not here. No, he bailed out too. He was supposed to be here, but he's not here. It's a lot of guys like that, Vic, that you're wanting speed off the edge, size in the middle. He's okay with the smaller linebackers. There was a linebacker we were talking about yesterday. Who was the small linebacker we were talking about yesterday?
Luis?
No. We had a smaller linebacker. This is going to drive me crazy until I figure it out. There was a small linebacker here who I went. I mean, that might have been Shrine.
I think that was Shrine because the
That
two
might have been
linebackers
Shrine.
we were talking about yesterday with Rodriguez and Louise.
And I like both of them, just period. You get into some of those smaller linebackers and you go, they'll work with Robert Saleh.
Yeah.
He's found a way to make smaller linebackers work for years. Alex said also the photographer Rick was great. I'm not sure what that means. Can you follow up on that, Alex? I'm not sure what that means.
I think he's talking about the filming that Megan did.
Oh yeah, Megan. Yeah. And Megan's fantastic. She's told me no less than 20 times, I don't even know what I'm looking at. And I went, today we're going to give you a list with player numbers, and you just follow them around. So it will be even better. It's so great to have her here. It's so great to have Bill here. It changes everything for me. The first year I came down here, I had a photographer and myself. Last year, I had me and Bill. This year, I have Bill, myself, and Megan. And Megan's doing all of the filming and all the things like that.
Yep.
One step at a time every year. Eventually, we're going to get this shit completely right. And I'm here for it. She's doing a great job, though.
She is.
She's also keeping us alive. Because had it not been for her, we would not have eaten food last night.
Nope.
We would have eaten that one random can of Chef Boyardee spaghetti and meatballs that's in the pantry that I can't figure out how long it's been there.
I'd have fought you for the animal crackers.
Oh, you wouldn't have to fight me. I don't like animal crackers. Animal cracker. I swear to God, I think every animal cracker ever made was made in the same production run in like 1942.
Oh,
and they ain't never made another one.
Yeah, those and Twinkies have stopped being produced for like 20 years.
Every animal cracker I've ever had was stale, but no one wanted to talk about it. Sir Jimothy, who is your top safety or cornerback that Dallas has a chance to get with one of their picks? Top corner would be probably Mansour Delane. You gotta understand though, you've got money wrapped up in Bland, you've got a pick wrapped up in Revel.
You think Mansour's going to last to Dallas?
No, I don't.
I think at 12,
Chris Johnson,
Jeremiah McCoy are probably
Jermon McCoy.
McCoy are probably the two corners you'd be looking at there.
I just don't think they're taking a corner.
I just don't.
You have so much wrapped up in it already.
Yeah.
I mean, now they might look at the fact they don't have Trayvon Diggs anymore and go, "Hey, we need another one," because Revel was awful last year.
Just hear me out. You take both your picks, you trade up, and you get Caleb Downs and solidify your safety.
The Jets are listening because the Jets are fucked. The Jets are sitting there at 2, going, we don't have anyone to take here that's not named Caleb Downs. Although, don't underestimate, they could take Jeremiah Love. Oh, sweet baby. Oh, sweet baby Lord. I don't have a breaking news button, but we have breaking news.
Oh, God. I'm not doing the tank dance.
Who's going to break the news? Who's going to... It's from Soaring Eagle. The Cleveland Browns are hiring. I want to see if you get... Have you seen it yet?
No.
I want to see if you get this right.
I have no idea.
Todd Monken.
No.
Gross. Gross. God, I feel like the Browns got... I want to pour indivial fireballs for all the Browns guys here and just hand them to them.
For the janitor position? Or...
Oh, my God. Todd Monken.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, I see what... I see now what... I see now what Alex was saying. I gave him an engagement photographer, and she is awesome. Oh, and she is awesome.
Gotcha.
I love her. She does all of our pictures. If you're ever looking for a photographer, hit me up. I'm not going to throw her contact info out there. I have a rule. Do not give people contact information for pretty girls. And she is a pretty girl. So, if you ever need a photographer, hit me up. She's great. She might also bring me with her if she's even remotely scared of you. So her dad's one of my best friends. So, and she's phenomenal. I'm sorry, I did not know what you were specifically referring to there. Yes, she is great.
Yeah.
Jackass said, "Brother, you super chatted to jump my breaking news." Apparently, Jackass said the same thing, and I didn't see it. Oh, he did. He did. Jackass said, and I was almost there too.
Yeah.
I was oh my God, we have oh boy, we got a lot of comments here we got to get to. We gonna have to put it in gear because we got like 7 minutes here before I have another engagement. Alex said Dominic Orange and Christian Miller project similarly to me. I like Orange a little better, but it's close.
Yeah, Orange is a little higher.
Alex also asked if Jeremiah Love gets to 19, does he go to Carolina? If Jeremiah Love gets to 19, I need to talk to 17 NFL GMs of, I'm not a big draft or running back in the first round guy, but how the fuck do we get here?
If Love gets to Carolina, I have kidnapped every other GM in the league.
For sure.
Yeah.
He ain't making it that far. Yeah. Alex asked, did Jalen Kilgore have a day yesterday? I didn't really. I saw the helmet.
Yeah, I saw the helmet. I didn't see any great reps, but again, he's on the Americans.
Yeah, he was on the. He was on
a down practice for the Americans.
He was on the more lackadaisical side. Jackass, anyway, the right tackle from Miami, that'd be Francis Mauigoa, makes it to the Eagles, or am I smoking drugs? You're not smoking drugs. You're just a fan, and you're very hopeful, and I understand why you're hopeful. That being said, there's a better chance the Philadelphia Eagles draft me in the first round because Francis Mauigoa will have been gone. For a dozen or more picks. Mauigoa, even with every knock you could possibly have on him, he ain't getting out of the top 10.
No.
I don't see it. Now, could Philadelphia trade up there to get him? Absolutely. And Howie loves to make deals.
I could see an A.J. Brown package. Picks.
I didn't say that, but I did not say that either. Detroit Fan Man said, Groves, my guy is second-round defensive end target Gabe Jackas, but I'm a sucker for great names. Yeah, he's a Jackas, and I'm a Jackas. We're all Jackasses. There's a shirt in there somewhere. I just hadn't found it yet. I love him. Let's see. Alex asked, where does A.J. Hill sit on your boards and at what position? I'm not. Are you wild about A.J. Hill?
Is he talking about Anthony Hill Jr. or?
That's who I assumed he was talking about.
He's kind of one that's lost some shine for me, but it may be I've watched too much tape on him.
The thing about, so I'm going to assume you're not talking, and I Googled it just to make sure. I'm going to assume you're not talking about Memphis Tigers freshman quarterback A.J. Hill, and you're talking about Anthony Hill Jr. I love the raw of him. I can't figure out where he plays. And there are times that I look at a guy and go, you don't have a position, so I'm just going to roll over and die. To me, he and Harold Perkins have kind of the same issue of I think they're really good players, but Perkins is so small. Hill, to me, is probably more of an edge rusher, but he's built like an off-ball linebacker.
Yeah.
So you get a creative DC, sure. And there are teams that I think can do that. Washington. I've said numerous times, I love the idea of him in Washington. Where I can just move him all over. I've got Dan Quinn. Then there are others.
I could see him being used properly with like Saleh.
Yeah, you know what I'm scared of with Anthony Hill, and it's the reason that I'm not super high on him right now, is I have this weird feeling that he's going to end up with the Jets and they're going to run him into the fucking ground. And yes, he was talking about Anthony Hill Jr. Okay. Sorry that took us a minute. Bill and I were looking at each other going, I don't have an A.J. Hill.
I was very concerned I missed somebody.
So that was on us, our bad. Let's see. Alex also asked, did Zion Young's DUI hurt his stock? Not that I saw. Did you hear anything?
No.
I thought everybody was pretty high on him yesterday, so I don't think it's hurt him at all. Randy, haven't heard anyone saying Caleb Banks stood out, which is disappointing to me to see end up as a first-round pick, fall to day 2. I think the medical is going to tell you more on him.
Yeah.
I saw in one-on-one drills, I saw enough of Caleb Banks to go, that's a fucking people mover right there.
Yeah.
But I don't have access to the medical yet. So when he gets, I will be able to answer that better the first week of March than I can going into the first week of February.
100%.
So I thought he was fine yesterday. He wasn't special, but you were talking about the pad slap with Parker. I saw it more out of Caleb Banks than I did out of Parker.
Yep.
There were times he was hitting the fucking the tackling dummy. It sounded like shotgun blast. It was insane how hard he was hitting these damn things. Alex said Tacario Davis was top 50 last year. Think he projects as a safety. What are your thoughts? I think he's a corner. I've liked Takario Davis for years. Yeah. I just don't really understand why he kept getting worse and worse, even though he's with the same coach. Because he followed Jed Fish to Washington.
I think he's a corner. I do think he has the traits to later in his career shift to safety, but he's a corner coming out.
He's got to get thicker to play safety to me.
Yeah,
he has the height, not the bulk.
Yeah, well, later in his career.
Sure.
Yeah,
he's one of those that could do the Rod Woodson thing, where as you get older, you get thicker by nature.
Yep.
And then I could see that because he does have a safety frame vertically. Randy said Emil Wagner for All Shrine team. He might be All Shrine MVP because I loved him. What are the chances he makes it into the back of the first round? I'll say virtually zero. I don't think he's going to get that high. I do think he firmly put himself in day two.
He's solid day two.
You know what he's going to be? And I just want people to remember that I said this. He won't be a top 50 player for an analyst that you see. He'll probably be higher for me than he is for anybody else. And then he'll be the Blake Fisher pick, where Houston comes up in the middle of round 2.
Yep.
And everybody goes, oh, wait. And Todd McShay and Trevor and all of them had him at 112, and he wound up at 54. That's exactly who he's going to be.
Yep.
I'll be honest with you, if I hadn't seen him in person, I wouldn't be as in love with him, but I did, and I is. Let's see. Snap Judgment said, anyone you noticed the Patriots scouting staff spending more time with than others? I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't see a Patriot.
I haven't seen a Patriot yet.
I'll pay better attention today. I didn't look across as much as I usually do. It was just, I was trying to get the lay of the land yesterday. Everything was a little different.
Even when the sunlight shifted and all the scouts came to our side,
they didn't have the tables set up. There were just things that were different about yesterday. So I was a little off my game, especially with the NFL guys. Yeah. And then I wound up in conversations, and poor Bill and Megan lost me for about an hour yesterday of where the fuck did he just go? Sorry, I made new friends. Watching football,
I'm good.
I made new friends. Jack S said, I just want a Lane Johnson replacement. I'll cut my leg off to get one. You know what? That sounds like something to talk about tonight. We'll keep an eye on the tackles, and we'll give you some ideas at right tackle. So, Jack S., what time are we doing that tonight? I've already forgotten. 7 Central, 8 Eastern?
Yes, that sounds right. 7
Central, 8 Eastern. We'll be right back here on the couch to talk about day 2 here at the Senior Bowl. Anianwa, 6'6", 330, 34-inch arms, got all the tools. That's so we need to get eyes on him today. Will you star him on that list, and we'll get better eyes on him?
Yeah, that's actually what I was just doing when I saw that.
Alex S. asked if Genesis Smith was popping off. To a degree. I'm in like with him, not love. But there is more to when we get into those back half guys. All right, so I'm trying to think of the way to answer this that makes it make sense. We have so many back half guys here.
Yeah.
That I almost feel like even with the guys that aren't here, I've got to go back and start. Okay, where does this actually go? Let me take the tape. Let me take what I saw in person. Receivers that way, corners that way, edge rushers that way to a point. Those are really the three biggest ones. Offensive tackle can be, but there's so many that are up the top that aren't going to be messed with. And then it kind of sorts out in that late day 2, early day 3 range.
There's a cluster at safety that's that way as well this year.
Correct.
Yep.
Where a lot of these guys' grades are going to be very similar, and then I have to get eyes on them to disseminate which one I actually like better. So, hard question for me to answer right now, but I will get you an answer as quick as I can. Okay, I remember now who this kid is. Randy said Onianwa was a transfer from Rice. I remember him. Yep. It was him and Isaiah World.
Yep.
And neither one of them lived up to the billing.
Yep.
Yeah, he was on that. If we had done an all-bum transfer team, he would have been on it. It was him and Jaden Ott, who, by the way, is here, and I didn't see one time yesterday.
I saw him once.
I didn't see him at all. Yeah. Actually, the only time his name even came up is when you went, he declared, and I went, yeah, he did.
I saw him once. He had one pass catch. That's it.
Yeah, he dropped off the map until now. I do now remember who that kid was. Isaiah World dropped out of here too, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. I was about to say, I didn't see his ass yesterday either, which is sad because I was ready to.
Yeah.
light him up. And that's okay. We'll have to save it for when we get back. We've got to go rapid fire because I am already late.
Yes.
Shit. David L. said, Buckeyes diehard. I read on 11 Warriors. They got the best out for lack of knowledge of the scheme and effort. Okay, that's interesting. That makes me want to watch him even more. Red Sea, have you seen any scouts from my miserable franchise and where were they looking? Haven't seen them yet. Write the Cardinals down on the list as well.
Will do.
Confirmed too on Todd Monken. I'll talk about that with Tank here in an hour. Just the Raiders and the Cards left. Randy, didn't Harbaugh essentially get fired because he wanted to keep Monken? Yes, he did. Now Monken's going to Cleveland, leaving him in New York. Funny how that stuff works out sometimes. I agree. I'm shocked he got a head coaching job. Alex, Kyle Lewis is just in Nakobe Dean 2 changed my mind. I liked Kyle Lewis a lot yesterday. The 31 from Pittsburgh, he shines all over the tape. I was curious how he would look, and he looked really good out here yesterday. We talked about him a lot, and we'll even more as we go on.
Yep.
David L. said Lombardi got fired when it's Peyton who calls the plays. Yeah, he had to find somebody to be the fall guy, and he succeeded. Randy said, one of these days I'll be at Senior also. Maybe not with you, maybe just with me. Don't know, but I'll be there someday, damn it. Well, you let me know. We've added one piece every single year that we've been here, and I will happily do everything in my... The good thing about me is now I have about 14 organizations to hide you under. So we got to the media credential thing yesterday, and it said media organization A to L?
Yeah, A to L.
And then M to Z was on the other side. And I looked at Megan and Bill, and I went, I don't remember who I filed this under. Is it ESPN Asheville? Is it Fox Sports Upstate? Is it iHeart Greenville? Is it iHeart Asheville? Is it the Sportsocracy? I knew I didn't come under the Commanders. So I was like, okay, that's 5.
Yeah.
I also could have filed under NFLDraft.net.
Yep.
Yeah. So you won't come? You let me know, and we'll get you down here. I try not to add more than one piece per year just to... he and I have a really good flow with how we watch prospects, and I know we would with Randy too. Randy's a great guy. So if you're interested next year, you let me know, and you got a spot. Alex said, I'm sure Megan is awesome, though. She is.
Yes, she is.
Jack S. said he's coming for Soaring Eagles Pebbles because he got him on the breaking news, and he did. It was perfect. Soaring Eagle also said the Jets are hiring Brian Duker as their new DC, previously the secondary coach in Miami. That's the jettiest shit I've ever heard in my life. We took the shittiest secondary in the NFL and went, I need that guy.
Yep.
And his name is Dookie, which is Jet 101. God, I hate this team. I'm telling you, I'm jumping ship. I did the Commanders podcast Monday, and I was like, look, the problem is it's half my wardrobe, so I'm going to be naked all the time. And they went, we got you, bro. So if you see me in a bunch of Commanders shit, just know there was a box sitting here when we get to the stadium tonight. So I'm that close. I'm right here. I'll bail water on this shit. Let's see. Jackass says the Jets are a coaching wasteland. Yes, they are. Mm-hmm. Great North, look at these two fellas. Great North will be with us at the Combine and at the draft. Bill will also be joining us at the draft.
Yep.
The draft is going to be a big motherfucking deal this year. And I'm very excited about it.
There's going to be a bunch of us at the draft this year.
11 at my last count. And we're actually bringing ladies with us, so it's not just a big dude festival, which will be great. It's because somebody will keep us alive and not let Jeremy drink monsters and stay up till 7 o'clock in the morning going, gotta talk about Anthony Hill, because it's what I do every freaking year. Let's see. Moabdi, Jeremy, is this year's draft class lacking X receivers like last year? I don't think so.
No.
I don't think this class is lacking shit for receivers.
If you need a receiver, this is your class.
We will go through all of those guys after we get back from senior. It's kind of like drinking from a fire hose here at senior because we just have to get the content out of what we saw, where we're at, and then we'll kind of assimilate it next week when we get back to Asheville. Great North, Jeremy, are you thawing out from Dallas? Yes, but it's cold as hell here in Mobile, too.
It's warmer today, thank you.
No ice, but it's cold as shit outside. To the point, Jeremy's wearing 4 shirts today. Joshua Pennick's starting to get worried Arizona won't be hiring LaFleur. Here's the fun question. Did you ever think you would be worried they wouldn't be hiring Mike LaFleur? Also, still good coaches out there. So don't give up hope yet. Let's see. Great North said, are you seeing more of the continued trend of guys opting for senior versus heading to Indy? Actually, no. I think you're going to get a lot of guys in Indy that weren't here.
Yeah.
We had a ton of bailouts.
Yeah, you had
15 that I've counted.
Of people that bounced.
15 that have bailed out of this that I've counted. This feels like a weird year. Snap Judgment said yesterday you said you would release the measurements. When might that be? Probably tonight. I need was it XLR? Is that the Excel form? I need the raw because I'm not going through here and typing them all out. But I do have all of the measurements. I've just got it on a PDF. ChatGPT might be able to do that. We'll look into it when we get back. I will get a list out one way or the other because I've got them all. Rich Vital said, how does Red Murdoch look?
I just was looking through the American list. I don't see him there. So. So he may be one of the ones that pulled out.
Quite possible. I don't have. I'm just looking up and down my list. I do not have that name here. So Rich, we'll get. I'll get eyes on my. If they ain't here for the next 4 days, I'm probably only half competent on them because I'm buried in these dudes. Randy said, keep your eye on Crownover. To Jack, looking for that right tackle. Red Sea, I have not seen Arizona scouts yet, but I will be looking aggressively today. Snap Judgment said this wasn't a good week for the NFL. Shador made the Pro Bowl. Belichick didn't make the Hall of Fame. Asinine. I'm actually going to go on a rant about that, and I'm a fucking Jets fan.
Yeah.
Jack said he's getting into his deep dive and needs to hit the ground running. Bangus asked, do you see Emmanuel Pregnon strictly as a guard, or can he play tackle as well? I've actually said I think he could play on the right side in the pinch.
I think he's an emergency right, but his natural position is guard.
I agree. Pregnon's an interesting one. He started at Wyoming, then went to USC.
Yep.
Now he's at Oregon.
Yep.
He's got a lot of tape to digest. I like him a lot. He's a natural guard. Natural guard.
Yes.
But I think he can play a little tackle too. Randy said, sign me up. Definitely interested. All you got to do, you get me your contact info. I'm going to need a good picture of you, and we can discuss from there. Glenn F. said, you jinxed the Commanders this year. Keep yourself on the Jets, please, and think. That was fucking Tank.
Yeah. No.
Tank jinxed them, not me. He killed Jaden Daniels.
Speaking of, did y'all burn that damn book?
I don't know. I keep telling him to do it, but I almost feel like he enjoys this power.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Tank, not me. I was not the curse there. Things were going hunky-dunky until Tank went, Jaden's going to win the MVP, and you're going to go to the Super Bowl. And then shit just went fucking sideways.
Yep.
Trust me, I'm as mad at that as you are.
Yeah.
And I'm not even a natural fan yet. We have a super chat from Matt. By the way, we appreciate all the super chats. This trip has, as they in the business say, come in a little over budget. So we appreciate you. Thoughts about the Broncos firing their OC? I mean, I just feel like Peyton needed a sacrificial lamb, and he found one in Lombardi. I thought he needed to be fired anyway.
He was OC in namesake only. He didn't call any plays. That's still with Peyton. He was just, hey, you're the nice shiny object I can throw out the window to get people to look.
Also, Soaring Eagle said, I think it's to promote Davis Webb to offensive coordinator so he didn't get the Raiders job. I agree with you. You actually beat me to that. We were going to talk about that on the ESPN show today.
Yeah.
Is that Davis Webb's been so popular around the league that I think the Broncos went, I got to do something to keep his ass.
Yeah.
He will be a head coach within the next 2 years.
I think that was a conversation of, if I make you OC, will you stay?
For sure.
Yeah.
Randy, FYI, Shrine Senior Combine Draft on camera anytime, anything you need. I'm your guy. Drop me a line. We can definitely do that. You have proven your draft chops through the chat, which, by the way, that applies to all of you. If you ever interested in a little contract work, we're getting exponentially bigger by the day, and frankly, my time is getting it's getting narrower and narrower. I laid down last night and fell asleep with my fucking computer sitting on my fat ass stomach because I was sitting there watching Senior Bowl tape and I fell asleep and it hit me in the face. I was not going to say that. It did. It slid off my stomach, hit me in the face, and woke me up at like 4 o'clock this morning. I was not thrilled with that. Randy said, I read Ron Rivera interviewed for Arizona. They're taking literally anyone that will sign the contract. Ron Rivera. Oof. He's a GM at Cal now. I'd be shocked if he left.
Yeah.
Welch said, come to the Seahawks. So I was actually actively recruited by the Jacksonville Jaguars yesterday. So,
hey,
you never know where I'm going to land. It's looking like the Commanders now, but until you sign your name on that contract.
We'll be a fan for free stuff.
100%. You send me shit, I will. You know what? Maybe I'll just be an NFL nomad and I'll pull for a different team every day of the week. That's how little I care about the fucking Jets right now. Soaring Eagle said, oh my, that might be worse than Monken. No doubt. Snap Judgment said, send me a picture. I'll type them all out today if you want. He said, I type 100 words a minute. Jesus Christ, you type faster than I do.
Damn.
Red Sea with a super chat who said, Rivera was a few weeks ago. It was just reported recently.
Okay.
So that one, that
was probably Rooney
I
Rule.
would be shocked if they could get him to leave Cal.
That was Rooney Rule.
That was his, maybe. I doubt it because they've had a handful. They interviewed Saleh. Maybe if it was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm not sure on that. That's the Davis Webb thing. Randy's texting me, is selling his email. We appreciate that. And we've gotten to the end. I have now completely missed an engagement at 10 here in the central time zone. Now I got to set up the stream for the ESPN show in 44 minutes. So, guys, this has been a hell of a lot of fun. We're going to do it again tonight. 8 Eastern, 7 Central.
7 Central.
Yep, 8 Eastern, 7 Central. It's going to be a lot of fun. Bill?
Yeah.
Let's go watch some dudes hit each other.
Let's go day 2.
On the YouTube Hangout, Tank and I will be back in 45 minutes with the first hour of our ESPN show. Then we will flex over to iHeart exclusively for a Woo-Woo Wednesday with Chris Womack talking about all the shit. He's been gone for 2 months now. It's time for the prodigal actual journalist to return and do some journalism things. It's wild down here in Mobile. We got all kinds of shit happening. He's Bill Workman. I'm Jeremy Greene. Find me on Twitter at the NFL Draft Nerd. If you don't have a Twitter, fucking start one. Getting retweeted by kids' moms and shit. We're doing stuff. It's Mobile. We love it. And I'll see you in 45 minutes with Ken Tankers.